All right, so now I've kind of combined a couple lessons. We're going to do 3.5 and 3.6. We're getting into algebra, which is one of my favorite subjects to teach, so this is pretty cool. But we're going to do one-step equations. We're going to start with some that involve addition. And then we're going to do some that involve subtraction. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and write myself an algebraic equation. X plus 6 is equal to 13. All right. I know you're probably looking at this and saying, okay, well, that's really obvious what 6 is, or not 6, what x is, because I know what plus 6 equals 13, but we're going to go ahead and use algebra to solve this. And I do insist that you show the steps, because not all problems are going to be this easy, and you're going to need to know how to do those steps in order to solve those problems down the road. So I just want you to get into the habit now of showing the steps. Okay, so we've got x. Okay, x is our variable. So anytime we have an unknown number in an equation, we put a letter there. Could be x, could be y, could be p, could be q, doesn't matter. I just chose x. Okay, this is my variable. So we need to use algebra to solve for x. We need to figure out what x is. Okay, so my whole objective is to get x equals something. Okay, so what we're going to do is we want to get x all by itself on this side of the equation, okay? So what's in its way? Well, this plus 6 is here. We got to get rid of the plus 6. So you ask yourself, okay, I'm adding 6. What is the opposite of adding 6? I'm going to subtract 6, okay? So I'm going to subtract 6 here, okay? Plus 6 minus 6, boom, it is gone, okay? So now I've got x all by itself. But in algebra, think about an algebraic equation as a scale, okay? So I've got x plus 6 on, I'm trying to scoot, x plus 6 on this side, 13 on this side, okay? But once I take away something from this side, it becomes unbalanced, okay? And we've always got to keep our equation equal, okay? This side has to equal this side. So I can't just take away something from one side and call it good, because now my equation's like this, okay? So we've got to think about this. Okay, I subtracted 6 from this side. Okay, now my equation's kind of tilted. So what do I have to do to this side to make my equation balance back out again? The exact same thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 6 over there. So now my problem looks like x is equal to 13 minus 6 is 7. All right. Not too shabby. I know you knew this probably 5 minutes ago, but that's okay. So let's try this again. All right, let's do 376 plus x is equal to 895. All right, not so easy to do in your head, but we'll still work it out. All right, so again, got my variable x. That's the unknown, the mystery number that we're trying to figure out. Okay. What I want is x to be all by itself on this side of the equation. What's keeping that from happening? This 376. We have to get rid of 376. Well, there's not a plus sign in front of it. We know it's a positive, 376. So what would I need to do to get rid of this? I'm going to subtract it. 376. Poof, it's gone. Okay, but my equation is unbalanced, okay? You'll hear me refer to this several times. The golden rule of algebra is I can do whatever I want to a side of the equation as long as I do the exact same thing to the other side, okay? So on this side, I subtracted 376 to make that go away, so I have to do the exact same thing over here. Okay, 15, 9, 8, 1, and 5. All right, so now x is equal to 519. Now with algebra, it's always good to get in the habit of checking your answers, because algebra, there should be no mystery at the end if you got it right or not, because all I have to do is, okay, well, 376 plus 519 should equal 895 if I got it right. So let's check. $895. Whew, I got it right. All right. So now let's talk about problems where we've got a subtraction sign in it. You know, those first couple that we did were the algebraic expression just involved addition. Okay, so we did the opposite, which was subtraction to get rid of the number. Okay, so what do you think we're going to do with a problem that involves subtraction to begin with. What are we going to do to get rid of that number? Okay, let me write one down for you to see. Let's do x minus 8 is equal to 16. Okay, so what number, when I take away 8, is going to give me 16? Okay, you probably already know the answer, but again, we need to work it out. Okay, so we need to get x all by itself. Okay, so we got to get rid of this minus 8. What's the opposite of subtracting 8? Adding 8. All right, so poof, that is gone. What do I need to do? Golden rule of algebra. To do one side, have to do the other. I added plus 8 here. I've got to add plus 8 there. So now I'm going to bring down the x. X is equal to 16 plus 8. 24 is my answer. Okay, do one more, and we'll call it good. All right. So I don't think they have you doing, I think these are pretty straightforward. Yep. Let's throw in some decimals. 2.7 is equal to x minus 0.4. Okay, I just kind of rearrange the problem a little bit. Same thing. Don't let it bother you. Okay, so got the x. We need it to be all by itself on this side, so we got to get rid of that. Okay, so how do we get rid of minus 0.4? What's the opposite of subtracting 0.4? We're going to add 0.4. All right, poof, it's gone. I added there, so what do I have to do over here? The exact same thing. Remember, I'm adding decimals, so I have to make sure I line them up. Okay, drop my decimal. All right, 3.1 is my answer. All right, good luck on your assignment.